What if I told you the world's biggest security conference just ignored over 50 wars? This is Kenya News Update today. Coming up, you'll discover why Africa's conflicts barely registered at Munich, who is paying attention, and what this means for Kenya's security in your future. The Munich Security Conference is the world's premier forum on global security. Last week, it was dominated by Ukraine, Venezuela, the Indo-Pacific, and even Greenland. Africa struggled to be heard. Jackie Cilliers, chair of the Institute for Security Studies Board of Trustees, told ISS today the focus was on hard military security because of the war in Ukraine and bad transatlantic relationships. That focus, he said, has crowded out space for thinking on other issues. But here's the twist. While the world looks away, the fires are burning right next door. Cilliers and ISS Special Projects head Attilia Monginids fought to get Africa on the agenda. At a side event, they highlighted Sudan's disastrous civil war and the violence tearing through the Sahel. Marcus Ferber, chair of the Hans Seidel Foundation, said given the civil wars, ethnic tensions, and conflicts over resources in Sudan, the Sahel, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Africa should be a main feature. So too should have been the world's underreaction. Ferber dropped a bombshell. He noted foreign assistance is waning, the appetite for peacekeeping is diminishing, and private military companies like Russia's Wagner are becoming more active. These groups are violating human rights, perpetrating industrial-scale smuggling, and running disinformation campaigns across Africa. Not to mention recruiting Africans to fight in Ukraine, often through deception. And then, Monginids laid out the staggering scale. From Mozambique's Cabo Delgado to Sudan's El Fasher, the DRC's Goma to Ethiopia, Libya, Somalia, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, over 50 armed conflicts are raging in Africa. That's about 40% of the world's total conflicts. These wars have displaced 45 million people. Crime and constrained law enforcement are making this instability even worse. Here's the part that will blow your mind. If external help is disappearing, Africa will have to secure itself. Monginids asked the critical question, how does it do that without hollowing out democracy and diverting money from schools, jobs, and healthcare? Cilliers delivered a sobering forecast. The ISS's short to medium-term outlook is that Africa will probably remain less stable than any other region. The continent has recently overtaken the Middle East on this measure. The reasons? A young population, high unemployment, and low government capacity. These factors mean Africa is unlikely to achieve stability for at least a decade. The main guarantor of security, Cilliers said, is a capable state, so consolidating state authority is key. But here's what nobody's talking about. While traditional partners look away, someone else is paying very close attention. China. The article's title says it all, China is paying attention. This creates a seismic shift in global alliances. For Kenya, this isn't just a distant problem. Instability in the Sahel and the Horn of Africa fuels terrorism, disrupts trade, and creates refugee crises that spill across borders. The vacuum left by waning Western interest is being filled by actors with very different agendas. Some say Africa must stand on its own. Others warn that going it alone could lead to more authoritarianism and less development. But the biggest unanswered question is this: in a world distracted by other crises, who will Kenya and Africa turn to for security partnerships? Do you think Africa can secure itself, or will new global powers fill the void? Drop your take in the comments. This was Kenya News Update today. Subscribe for more on the stories that shape our region and your future.